Look, I got no idea what I'm doing. I don't know who put me in charge of this thing. Terrible idea. What's up? Welcome back. So we are bouncing in the big rig, heading to a little field edge clearing project for a buddy of mine, but we possibly have some weather coming in tonight or tomorrow, and I really don't want to be trying to haul a machine around. They're talking ice, freezing rain maybe, so wanted to get at least the machine moved today, probably get a little jump start on this, and then see where we end up depending on what the weather does and how things look tomorrow. Won't be so bad driving over here. This one's fairly close to my place, so driving over here won't be so bad as long as I'm not hauling the machine around. So as long as things are reasonable tomorrow, may do that. Otherwise I got some maintenance stuff that I can do. So we got a few options, but at least the machine will be on site and ready to roll. Other than that, not a ton going on, just a lot of running errands and trying to get everything lined up. A lot of running around, but wanted to jump on here and give you guys kind of an update while we're on the way. And part of it is we got a new mic system. So the old one that I had, I couldn't ever get the mic to stay working. I wasn't confident that it was working, and ended up losing a bunch of videos because of it. So we had to kind of upgrade and went with the DJI mini mic. So doing a little bit of research on it, seems like it's going to be a good setup. And the one thing that I really like about it is the little charging case that it comes in. I can basically put everything in there, like even the little noise canceling cattail things. They can stay on the mics in the case. Like literally all I have to do is take it out, plug it in, and it's good to go. So for me, that's a huge benefit. I got enough stuff to carry around anyway. So that was kind of a big thing. And all of the DJI stuff that I have seems to work pretty well. So I don't need it to be super fancy or anything like that. I just need it to work and, you know, not lose audio on videos. So that's where we're at. We're getting over here, and once we get kind of in place and things are set up, we'll get you fired back up. All right, well, let's get this thing unloaded and ready. slowly getting there. All right, well, we are going to let this thing kind of spin for a little bit. It's been a little while since she was used, so I want to let all the bearings kind of get up to temp, the hydraulic oil in the machine up to temp. So we're just going to kind of nice easy start to the morning or day here. We'll see how this view goes. Got you guys stuck to the outside of the machine. Hopefully it gives you a little different view than normal. Sometimes the same old stuff gets boring, so trying to change it up. All right, just a little update. Figured I'd turn you guys back on real quick before we lost too much daylight. Just kind of working my way down this field edge. This one, like I said, this is a buddy of mine, and they haven't had this property very long. This was kind of one small section that was part of a bigger piece that they bought, and he really just wanted to kind of get back to ground zero on this edge. They run some fairly large equipment, and you know, some of this stuff, most of it's not too bad, but there are some limbs and random pieces that are kind of hanging out towards the edge of the field. So he just wanted us to come in and kind of take the whole edge back. There's a creek that's back in here. So he just wanted us to kind of clean this edge back so that, you know, they can get the bigger farm equipment in here when they need to. And then come summer, they do a ton of mowing. And so his goal is, you know, to get it opened up so that spring and fall, this stuff isn't in their way. And then come summer, it's easy for them to get their mower in here and keep it knocked down. So that's kind of the big part on a lot of these projects is if you don't do anything with it, it's going to come back over time. Which some people, I have customers that every couple of years I just go in and touch up certain areas, and that's the way they like it. But on this one, like I said, once I get this opened up where they can get a mower in here, they'll come in throughout the summer and keep these edges cleaned up and all this stuff knocked back. So like I said, they're just kind of wanting a good starting point since it's a new property for them. So that's what we're doing. Hoping this audio on this mic works out well. Kind of the nice part is this thing is supposed to have way better range than the old one. So I know there were a couple of videos where I walked out of range and the audio cut out. So I'm hoping kind of up my video game at some point in time. I've got a pretty nice tripod that I could set up. So it may work out good to be able to kind of set the tripod up and, you know, still be able to get some audio. For you guys that do some recording of your own, you'll have to let me know what cameras you like. So this is a GoPro, and I believe it's the Hero 11 Black, I think is what it is, and it's a couple years old. I don't know, it's worked for the most part, but I think anybody that's ever used a GoPro knows the downsides to them. So if somebody's got a suggestion besides GoPro, I would definitely be interested in kind of getting your feedback on it. With this new mic setup, one of the things that kind of kept popping up when I was looking at reviews is the DJI camera. So DJI has their own action camera. They got a cool little like pocket one, but I don't think it would survive very well out here. The other one, I think they call it the Osmo 5 Pro or something. Basically same concept as the GoPro, and GoPro just released their new version too. But looking at that DJI camera, one thing, like all the DJI stuff I've ever messed with, and it hasn't been a ton, like I'm no expert, but you know, the drones, that kind of stuff, the stuff just seems to work well. Like it does what you expect it to do, and it does it pretty much every time. Like I know it's electronics, I know this isn't exactly the world's greatest environment. I get all that stuff, but the GoPro thing has been frustrating, so I've been looking at options at some point to what else may be out there, and that DJI camera really has me curious. You know, if I could get something that just works with the mic system well, and the camera works well, you know, I'm not making feature films or any of that kind of stuff. I mean, you guys know the kind of footage that I take. So I don't even need like crazy pro features or anything else. But one of the things that I thought was pretty interesting about that camera is the battery life. Like, I think they say in 4K, it's got like 2 hours of battery life. It's got some built-in storage, so like if your card runs full, or you know, you somehow forget to bring a card, like it's got a little bit of onboard storage just to grab like quick stuff. But one big thing that I was looking at is the battery system. Not only are, you know, single batteries a lot higher capacity, but in one of their kits or package deals, whatever you want to call it, there's like a 3 or 4 battery bank where you can charge the bank, and then that'll charge the batteries. But if each battery has like 2 hours of recording time, at most 1 to 2 batteries to get me through a day. Like I got GoPro batteries that they're like 15-20 minutes, it seems. So, and a couple of my GoPro batteries are starting to swell. So no matter what, I'm either going to have to buy a new camera system or new batteries. And I'm kind of at that point, you know, as much as I don't want to be spending a bunch of extra money, is it better to spend the extra money and upgrade the entire camera system to something that works better and is more of a long-term thing, or buy a couple of cheap batteries for the GoPro and just hope it kind of buys me enough time until I decide that, you know, it really is time to upgrade to a better camera. And I thought about talking to Reagan and seeing what she wants to do, but she is working on me to get her own GoPro. So I already know that she's just going to tell me to buy a new camera so she can have the old one. But anyway, enough rambling. Like I said, if you guys got some feedback on camera systems, let me know, because the DJI stuff has always worked pretty well for me. I kind of like the setup they have and for being on the go, you know, because at night when I get home I can throw all the stuff on the charger where it'll charge the carrying case, and as long as that's got enough where it'll get me through the whole day and I don't have to like keep charging stuff randomly throughout the day or dealing with stuff dying, like, that's a pretty sweet deal for me. Anyway, enough rambling on that. Other than that, just kind of working my way down this field edge. So where I'm at now, I'm just trying to get this, mainly this edge started. There are going to be some areas where I come back and kind of fine tune stuff, but right now I'm just trying to I'm trying to rough it out, I guess is the best way of putting it. So this customer wants us to cut a couple of access points excuse me, a couple of access paths back into the creek, just in case for whatever reason they would need to access it, or, you know, would want to get back there to check on stuff. So I am at some point in time going to find a couple of spots in here to cut in and cut all the way back to the creek. The other side of it is there's a few bigger trees that I'm kind of leaving standing for right now. He wants some firewood and said that instead of mulching them up or piling them up, we'll just get them on the ground and he'll come get them and use them for firewood. So kind of what my plan is right now, I'm trying to rough all this stuff out and get a better idea of kind of how I want the finished thing to look, and then I'm trying to open some of these other areas up where I know we're going to be taking some big trees out, and what I'll do is I'll just get them knocked down. I'll probably cut them into 10 or 12 foot logs or something. That way it's easy for him to get off the trailer once he gets home. Then while I got the machine here, I'll just have him bring his trailer out and I'll load him on the trailer for him, so that when he gets home he can just grab his little utility tractor and pull him off there. So that is the plan anyway, and why you kind of see me roughing some of these areas out. Really, he didn't really want to go all the way to the creek in all of this area. So we're just kind of trying to figure out what makes sense as we go. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a good chance we're going to get some either freezing rain or ice tonight. I'm not 100% sure what time it's going to start. So we're kind of just rolling with this for right now. And if it starts getting nasty, we're going to roll out of here and just see what the weather brings for tomorrow. But I figured if I could get a little jump start on this, I will take that opportunity. Alright. Well, get things rolling for the morning here. Let her sit here and warm up a bit. Throw some fuel in. thought I had more fuel on the truck than that. Alright, back at it again. So I'm actually fairly close to the end of this edge here. Just kind of trying to hopefully get this back far enough where it'd be nice to make sure that you can get the tractor all the way around, even once crops are in. So, kind of working on getting a lot of this stuff knocked back. But I figured I would fire you guys up here and get a little more footage. Again, we have an ice storm coming in at some point today. So I'm not really expecting to be able to run all day. We'll kind of see how it goes. But I would assume it's already about noon. I was kind of expecting the ice or the rain to start earlier, so I think it literally could be just about any minute now when that stuff starts coming in. And if that's the case, we are going to blow out of here. The good old Sam, I love the work truck, but she's not much for off-road or slick stuff. So I think once that stuff starts falling, we're gonna hop on out of here pretty quick and see what the next day or two does. Like I said, this is a project for a buddy of mine, so sorry, dropping stuff. This is a project for a buddy of mine, so I don't really have any deadline or anything like that. We got some freedom to kind of take a few extra days if we need it. There are a few parts of this place that are kind of softer than what I was expecting. You know, we've had a lot of up and down temps lately, but I was kind of expecting the ground to be pretty solid for the most part, and yesterday there were definitely a couple of soft spots that the machine started to track in, and if we get a bunch of rain, we may end up melting some of that stuff off and bringing the frost up. So anyway, we'll see what the weather does and kind of go from there. Getting all this stuff cleared back now, and then I'm gonna pull some firewood out of here, kind of get it lined up for him anyway. So once I get the mulching done, I got the bucket laying at the other end of the field. We'll probably throw that on and come in here and pluck a couple of trees out. He wants a path going back down to the creek. There's a couple of decent sized trees that he had said if we take them out, that'd be a good spot for a path. So I think we'll drop them and I'll kind of get them kind of cleaned up a little bit, cut them into lengths where it's easier for him to grab them with this tractor. So I was really kind of hoping that while I had the excavator here, I could just have him grab his trailer and I could load him up for him while the machine's sitting right here, but he's actually out of town. So change of plans, you know, just how it goes sometimes. Well, that's really all we got going.